Hey guys, it's Fahad Syed from Pixel Icons. Welcome back to Dark Souls. This is episode 24. Been away from the game for a couple days. On this episode, we're going to continue along and see if we can follow Master Logan's advice. Go down to this crystal forest. Continue further. Maybe we can find the primordial crystal of immortality and use that to defeat Seat the Scaleless. So when we come down here, we can see these trees are covered in this crystalline overgrowth. There's these crystalline structures, these quartz rocks extending from outside of this hole. Sure enough, there's a crystal cave down here. The walkways here appear to be crystal. Everything up in here appears to be crystal. I'm going to go ahead and attack this guy. Kill him. So the crystal caves are a very short area in this game. They have some pretty unique quirks. One of them is this. When you come down here, you'll see that these particles are coming down from the ceiling and hitting above ground where there is nothing, and then they're just terminating. Walking over to here, you'll see the similar situation occurring down there. But you'll also see a message floating seemingly on nothing. Well, it turns out that these are actually invisible walkways. And this is the only area in the game that has them. Rightfully so, because I absolutely hate them. They're just annoying. They make me very nervous. So we cross this first one and we get a humanity, which is going to be very important later. We come down here, we'll see that there's actually a moonlight butterfly and there's a crystal golem down there. So that golem actually doesn't respawn, only because he's a pain in the ass. But a bit about them. The moonlight butterflies and the golems in this location, it's implied that they were actually created by Seat the Scaleless. That he came down here and he's used the crystal and he's used soul sorcery to create these constructs. The moonlight butterflies act as waypoints or beacons for the player. There's actually 3 of them marking each invisible bridge or walkway. So this one here is meant to be the first one that the player discovers. And it's a bit of a leap of faith. You have to actually trust that there's a walkway here in order to even read this message, and it tells you that there's a path ahead. So we're going to go ahead and walk along this path. I'm just going to go ahead and apply Great Magic Weapon to my weapon. I'm going to go ahead and fight this guy now. And I want to get him as far away from my edge as possible. I can go ahead and stagger him. Some jumping attacks. Now I have to be very careful because you can see that he hits like a truck. But should be okay now. And once we start running across halfway through this column or crystal walkway type thing here, you can see that this column here is placed to prevent us from walking because we actually start sliding this way, where I'm pointing. So the designers probably knew that, you know, as you're running down here, because of the way the geometry is shaped, gravity is pulling you down and you're going to slide off and fall. And they probably found that too frustrating and unfair, so they placed this quartz column here so you actually don't fall off, you just end up bumping into it. So when you come down here, you're wondering, where's the next path? You actually have to look down here. You can see that there's actually a message. This is another leap of faith. You have to walk down here. You fall, and you can see that there's a message here. Now, this message is lying to you. It tells you that there's an imminent fall, but there actually is no fall. You can continue straight on ahead. We're actually going to walk over to here instead, though. And I'm going to really quick quit the game and go back in because something happened while I wasn't looking in this direction. See these crystal golems, or these crystal lizards, actually spawning here. I'll go ahead and kill this one too. And there's 3 of them, and they immediately start running away as soon as you drop down. So now that we're down here, you can see that there's an item over there. It's actually a very important item. Not specifically to us, but to some players. So we're going to go ahead and get this item. Now, the best way to do that is I'm going to unequip my Zweihander, put on the longbow. I'm going to go ahead and put on the feather arrow and the standard arrow. And we're just going to walk out onto this invisible walkway for the first time and then throw down a prism stone. Now I'm going to use my bow here instead of the prism stones to figure out where to place my prism stones. See that this walkway extends for quite a while, but pretty soon it's actually going to start turning. We'll have to figure out what happens. So we can fire here. Again, the pathway continues to exist. I believe now is where it starts to turn. Yep. So from here, let's go ahead and throw a prism stone. And I just want to know if it's out here that I'm walking. Yes, it's out there that I'm walking. Very quiet and careful here, just because I'm very afraid of falling. You see that I'm really trying to stick to straight line paths here. Might be able to walk this way. Running out of prism stones, though. Running out of arrows as well. I've got quite a bunch. Don't want to walk that way. Maybe this way? Yes. Now, I used a combination of arrows and prism stones because arrows are much easier to control and see where you're going to go to as far as the invisible walkway. But the problem with the arrows is that they actually disappear after you fire enough. So once we come down here, we actually see that it's a blue titanite slab. I'm going to throw one more down here. And now that we laid out these prism stones, we can very carefully follow them back. Should be okay. Now, I don't actually know how wide this pathway is. I'm just being very careful because we're so close. It'd be a shame if we failed now. Those are famous last words. I think. Or not. Alright, we did it. Let's go ahead and put this Zweihander back on. Where is my weapon? There it is. And we're going to continue walking along this path here. Now, if we go straight, you can see that there is no imminent fall. And this whole place just seems to be one big leap of faith. Once again, there's a moonlight butterfly off to our left, just to signify that this is the path that we're supposed to be taking. I'm going to go ahead and chug my Estus flask here. Now, once we come around the corner here, we'll encounter some of these strange creatures. These things here are man-eating clams, and this is the first time we can see them. Although, they're in another area that we might have been able to go to before that we actually didn't go to fully to explore. I'm going to go ahead and fight one of them, but afterwards, I'm not going to fight any of them. pretty easy to kill if you do 2 jumping attacks. And these guys will actually sometimes drop Purging Stones, which are very useful against Seath, because of his Curse Breath with those crystals. But we're not going to fight them because they're a bit of a pain in the ass. What we'll do instead is loop around this way. And just continue sprinting till we get here. So, once we find the primordial crystal, we're going to have to destroy it in order to do damage to Seath, which pisses him off. Now, these clams, because there was no foggy, will actually follow us in. What I want to try to do is get Seath to kill them. Wait, I don't have to worry about them. Easiest way to do that is just to bait Seath's attacks. They'll actually do damage to clams. We just have to be very careful of Seath's tail attack, which got us there. Not a big deal. We can always run back to Seath. Get our souls back. And this time we won't have to worry about the clams. I can use this time to talk a bit about the Crystal Caves as a whole. In my opinion, the Crystal Caves are one of the shortest, most undeveloped, and frustrating play spaces in this game. And I'm actually glad that the area is very short. Because although it was a place where the developers and designers could experiment with some interesting ideas such as invisible walkways, player trust in the developer messages, fighting enemies on uneasy terrain, it ends up just being very tedious to try to navigate the invisible walkways. I'm very glad that they don't appear later on in other areas. The Crystal Caves are also one of the places where I think some visual change could be very welcome. The whole place looks very homogeneous because it's all crystalline. It all has the same kind of colored texture, and it starts to look very samey after a short while. So I think that if the designers were to ever revisit this area, if the world had gone differently and they had more time, which it was very clear that they actually ran out of time, giving this place some non-crystal areas would definitely be a welcome change. You can see that that golem did not respawn, and there's one down here. That item over there is actually a blue titanite chunk. Pretty much ignore that item because we have the slab. We don't use magic weapons. We don't upgrade our magic weapons. And once again, like I said before, fighting those enemies on those areas is really frustrating in a bad way. Because, especially that one, you're fighting on the corner of the crystal. So if you go any to your left or any to your right, you will die. Alright, so we're going to run past these guys. This time we won't have to worry about them. And we can avoid Seath's tail attack by staying in front of Seath. So the thing about Seath is actually, you can cut off his tail to get the Moonlight Greatsword, but it's very tedious, very difficult as well, in my opinion. Go ahead and get our souls. Seath the Scaleless is an okay boss fight. I don't think he's that great. Mostly because of this crap, his fucking tail. It's so annoying. It has such a wide reach. And when you're trying to get past him to get the stupid crystal destroyed, it just gets in your way. You have to worry about the tail attacks, and you can't just get to the crystal to fight him normally. And it becomes this thing where you get your souls, you run past him, you try to destroy the crystal, and he hits you with his tail, and he just one-shots you. And if he doesn't one-shot you, he knocks you to the ground, you stand up, and the attack is continuing because he flails his tail multiple times, and you just get hit by it the second time. You have to go through the entire process again. It's just not fun. Regardless, Seath is a very small portion of this game. But he starts to illustrate the fact that the second half of Dark Souls seems to be less well-designed than the first half. That's because the developers really were running out of time in development. I wonder if lightning is good against Seath. Probably. It probably is. Alright, time to get behind him again. Gonna go ahead and destroy that crystal. Get Seath really angry. Apply my magic weapon out. And you can see that, like, right when those crystals are destroyed, really does really wreck your frame rate. I gotta wait for him. Okay. Like I said, that AoE really is wide. Hit him 3 times. Get it further away. Okay, there it is coming up. And down Seath goes. See, he's a pretty easy boss when you're not getting screwed by the RNG of his tail swing, of that stupid AoE. Now that we've killed him, we get the Bequeath Lord Soul Shard and a Humanity. Alright. So I'm going to light this bonfire. I get 60,000 souls for killing him. Actually, not going to rest here. Yeah, I'm going to rest here. I want to go ahead and reverse my hollowing because I died. I also want to... Let's warp to Firelink Shrine. Yes, let's warp to Firelink Shrine. You still haven't left. What?
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries.
Sigmar is supposed to have left by now. Wow, whatever. Laurentius, how are you doing, my man?
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe, as always. You provide the material.
Okay, I want him to ascend my flame to +10. And we can go to +15 if we wanted to. Don't really need it.
Goodbye then. Come back.
And now I'm going to level up a bunch. Let's put 2 into Vitality. And the rest into Endurance. Now I wonder what I can use as my main weapon. Or my main armor. I wonder if I can wear the Balder armor. Get my medium roll on. Let's try the hard leather. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. I want to go ahead and travel to the Duke's Archives. And there's a couple things that I want to check out. First of all, I want to speak to Master Logan. See if he has any new dialogue for us. Second of all, I want to run all the way back up to where we originally fought Seath, because there's something special for us there. So we'll run into this room, run over to here, and speak to Master Logan.
Oh, hello there. Where have you been? Time is a resource. Let's delve in promptly. Undead. What's it? What the other one first?
You can see that he's going insane. Let's go ahead and see if we can buy anything from him. I want crystal magic weapon, but we need 25. Need 25 int to use that. So we'll come back later. Yes, so he's going crazy with all this knowledge that he's gaining, which is not very good. Okay, so now we have to run over. This way. I'm going to destroy these tables. Get that guy's attention. Run up this way. What I've got to do is I have to remember that there's a guy who's an archer here. Need to take care of him. And now take care of these guys. Alright. Alright, I am getting a bit frustrated here. And I'm dead. Get my souls back. There we go. This guy's gonna come down here. That will take care of him. And now we've got to take care of this guy. And he beat us to the jumping attack. Look at that combo. I was about to get wombo comboed. Fighting these guys without a shield is suboptimal indeed. Alright, we're going to run over to here. Pull this lever. Hit the lever. Gonna go ahead and S this up real quick. Wonder if we can exact our revenge on these guys. Guy down. The guy down. And another guy down. Screw you, archers. I hate you. Alright. Let's go ahead and go up this elevator. Back to the room where Seath was. Very tall, very long ride. And that'll basically be it for now for the Duke's Archives. And I guess we could check one last thing. Because I'm a bit curious. But yep, when we come into this room, there's a single chest here. Go ahead and open it up. Inside is the large magic ember. Large magic ember, a form of sorcery. Oh, whoops. I was trying to sprint at the same time. Definitely not going to work. A form of sorcery. Handled only by Vinheim's magic blacksmiths. Ascends to +5 magic weapon. Allows reinforcement to +10. The most powerful level for magic weapons. I might actually give this magic ember to Rickert. I feel like he would very much enjoy that more so than Andre would. Okay. I guess now I could speak a bit about the Duke's Archives and the Crystal Cave. Undoubtedly, one of my least favorite areas in this game. Duke's Archives are cool because of the way they're designed, because of the challenges that they throw at you, the way that they use the way that the verticality is used against you, as well as limiting your movement, and that seems to be the whole theme of this area. You're constantly moving up and down in new areas, having to dodge projectiles from these magic archers, from like the crystal magic archers, and also from the what are they called? The channelers. But it becomes too much because, given the way I'm currently playing through the game, trying to deal with the crystal hollow dredgelings without a shield is very difficult. And so, personally, I just very much dislike the Duke's Archives because of that. When it comes to the Crystal Caves, the Crystal Caves are short, so I really can't complain about them too much, but I just dislike the way that they're designed. I don't think that invisible walkways are very interesting. I don't think that it made for a cool area. It just made for something that's not really much fun. Yep, the golden crystal golem is not here. Because Sigurd is... Not Sigurd. Why do I keep... You know why I keep calling him Sigurd? Because there's an NPC in Dark Souls 3 whose name is Sigurd. Siegmeyer is supposed to go down to Blighttown. So maybe we have to go down to Blighttown to get him to appear. So maybe I'll see you guys in Blighttown. Hey, look! Alright, so Dickface is gone. Siegmeyer is no longer here. What we need to do now is, like I said, go up to Moss Lady, and then we're actually going to go back to the Duke's Archives. Haven't seen this place in a while. Out of my way. I wonder... Oh, still does 2 damage. Let's go ahead and buy some moss, because we're going to need it for later. Now that we've defeated Seath the Scaleless, we probably going to do Lost Isleth next, I think? I'm not sure. Right, no new dialogue. Let's go ahead and buy, let's say 10 clumps from her. And also, where's her humanity? She's not selling humanity anymore? Oh. Okay. Back to Firelink. Oh, and I gotta human up, don't I? Yep. So we should do that. And I've got to give the Firekeeper soul to Anastasia so I can get better Estus flasks. Oh, hey. Griggs.
Oh, hello. Then let us begin. As promised, I shall bequeath Master Logan's sorcery to you. Oh, Master Logan is at the archives. Thank the heavens. Finally, his wish has been granted. I suppose he has his head buried in those tomes. That's always what made Master Logan happiest. Ah, I can just imagine him now. Two things are required. First, then.
Okay. So, not gonna buy any of these right now.
Goodbye then.
What I will do is take prism stones off my inventory. Don't need those anymore. Come down to here. Give her a Firekeeper soul. +3.
Forgive me. I am impure. Please.
Right, no new dialogue. Estus Flask +3. Great item. Really great item. Not as good as +4, but much better than +2. Let's go ahead and reverse your hollowing. And then we're going to warp back to the Duke's Archives. And then we'll be done with the Dukes for good. Never have to go back there again unless we want to. Well, we'll go back there again. We'll go back there again to finish Master Logan's quest line. Okay. So we're going to run over to here. And down here. And let's go ahead and kill this guy. Shoulder charge! So, the shoulder charge, there's no way for me to read that. It happens so quick. Might as well just tank it every time. Ah, look at that. See? Golden Crystal Golem. Just like the one where we found Dusk. Let's go ahead and fight this guy. Oh, forgot that they could turn around like that. Oh, you son of a bitch. What? You cheeky cunt. Double jumping attack. Really hard to dodge. Really is hard to dodge. And I did it again. I forgot to rest at the bonfire. Well, folks, to be honest, I really wasn't expecting to be killed by that guy. It's a bit embarrassing, honestly. Just shows that I'm bad. What I want to do now is go back to human form. You got 6 humanity, that's plenty. Let's go ahead and reverse hollowing. Now that we've sat at this bonfire, shouldn't have to worry too much. Any problems that it might cause. Oh, wrong way. So, if for some reason we get killed by this guy again, we should just spawn right here. Okay, time to kill this guy for real. Should we? Yeah, let's just do it. Why not? That's how you dodge. Or just be aggressive. Should just kept the pressure up on him. That would have got him killed. There we go. And once we kill that golden crystal golem, out pops someone who looks very familiar. But when we speak to them...
It was you who rescued me. Why, thank you. I am Vigeland of Katarina. I don't know how I ended up in that crystal. It wasn't terrible in there, but I could hardly move. I must think of some way to repay you.
Sieglind of Katarina. wearing the same armor of Katerina as Siegmeyer.
Oh, have you seen my father? You wouldn't miss him. A suit of armor just like mine.
So it is Siegmeyer's daughter. Yes, I have seen him. He was just at Firelink Shrine.
Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now I shall just stay put and keep out of trouble.
I doubt he's going to do that, but it's a nice sentiment.
Thank goodness. Well then, now I shall just...
Okay, guys. With that, I think we are done for the day. It's been quite an episode. This has been Fahad Syed for Pixel Icons, and now I am signing off. See you guys next episode.